Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to NoDQ&A video right here on NoDQ.com, as well as the YouTube channel and NoDQ&A videos affiliate, ringsidenews.com. Got your questions from twitter.com/AaronRift with the hashtag PAIV. So let's get started today. The first one comes from Tash. Hey Aaron, when do you see Triple H coming back now to start his feud with Seth Rollins? I hate how it's been like 3 months waiting. I believe the original plan was to do Triple H versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, so that's the biggest reason why WWE is dragging things out and not having Triple H appear on television. The whole thing is really silly if you ask me. It is possible that WWE will do this match sooner, perhaps at the Royal Rumble, in order to help ticket sales at the Alamo Dome. That is also a possibility. The fact that Seth Rollins did finally name drop Triple H after several months leads me to believe that they are going to start the build for that match very soon, and Triple H's return to television is coming up in the near future. Whether it's after TLC or around the Royal Rumble, I would expect Triple H to be back on television soon. But the question is, how do you continue to drag it out? If they're going to do it at WrestleMania, how do you drag this thing out? Will Triple H have somebody go after Seth Rollins? Who knows what's going to happen with that? But that is the reason they were planning initially to do the match at WrestleMania, and that's why Triple H hasn't been appearing on television. They had this idea back in the fall to do Triple H versus Seth Rollins. They shot the angle when Kevin Owens won the Universal title, and then Triple H just disappeared from television. This one comes from L.A. Sean. Do you think the way AJ is getting booked as a heel champ is the way Seth Rollins should have been booked last year? Yes, I feel the way AJ has been booked overall has been a lot better than Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens for that matter. AJ has won some matches due to outside interference, like at TLC with James Ellsworth getting involved, but we have seen AJ Styles pick up some big wins. He did beat John Cena on several occasions, and that really built up AJ as a top-tier star. Actually, since AJ won the title, he has lost a lot of matches. I mean, mainly to James Ellsworth, but AJ has been looking very strong since he won the title overall. And he did win that triple threat match at No Mercy against John Cena and Dean Ambrose, which, you know, really helps make AJ a more credible champion. So I definitely feel WWE's been doing a better job with making AJ a credible world champion than with Seth Rollins. I mean, the problem with Rollins is, I think with the exception of beating Kane, he won almost every single match because of some sort of screw job, some sort of interference, and it was hard to take him seriously as the top guy. I mean, the top guy who's champion should be seen as the top guy, and yes, I do feel that the heel champion should cheat to win, but I think when it comes to the world title, it's a little bit more important to protect the champion. I mean, when it's a mid-card title like the IC title, yeah, you can have the heel win by the other guy slipping on a banana peel or some sort of fluke or whatever, but I think when you have a heel as the world champion, you have to make that heel somewhat dominant and not just a 100% cowardly champion who always wins by cheating or outside interference. Got this one here from Beast Slayer. More frustration in the workplace? Naomi can't even get a storyline going. Seems like WWE pisses off people left and right. For those of you that missed it, there was a graphic shown on SmackDown to hype up Total Divas being nominated for an award for Best Reality Series or something like that, and every cast member was shown for this season except for Naomi. Alicia Fox was shown even though she's not part of this season, and Naomi was not pleased. She went on Twitter, she vented her frustrations, she retweeted all these fans, some of them accusing WWE of being racist, and as it turns out, WWE on the Hulu replay inserted Naomi's picture over Alicia Fox. Now, I can understand her being frustrated. I definitely think she has the right to be frustrated, but I think venting on Twitter is not the smartest thing to do. I mean, historically, it's not wise to call out the company publicly. I mean, we saw what happened with Adam Rose, and there have been other people as well that went on Twitter and spoke out, and they ended up either losing their push or just outright being released from the company. So to me, it's not the smartest thing to do, but apparently she did that before. I think she did it about a year ago, and she's still with the company. And, you know, I think that maybe she feels she can get away with it. Who knows? But they did make the change, and she's back on the graphics, so maybe it was just somebody in the graphics department making a mistake, and who knows if there's something deeper going on. But yeah, I mean, I could definitely understand her being frustrated. And this question comes from Marcus. Should Naomi get a chance with the SmackDown Women's Championship? She has an entertaining entrance and in-ring style, in my opinion. Well, she's definitely stepped it up. I mean, she's definitely improved in the ring, and she changed up her look, and she's got the really cool entrance, the EDM style entrance, which a lot of people like, and it's different. It makes her stand out, and that's what you have to do in wrestling. You have to do whatever it takes to make yourself stand out from everyone else, and she's been making the effort. So I think that it would be nice for her to have some sort of storyline. It seems like she's the only one, the only major woman on the SmackDown roster that doesn't have a storyline right now. So maybe she'll be the one that attacked Nikki. I mean, I think that would be a mistake anyways, just because I think her character works better as a babyface with her entrance. But yeah, it would be nice if they could somehow fit her into the storylines and get her more involved. And she's obviously very motivated to succeed in WWE, so give her the chance. Why not? Got this one here from Victor. Hey Aaron, is it necessary to break up the New Day? I feel they are strong together, and a split will get them lost in the shuffle. That could be a reason why WWE hasn't split them up yet, although they are the tag team champions, and I think WWE wants that demolition record broken. But I do feel at the same time that the act is getting stale. I'm starting to feel it's run its course. Yeah, they might get lost in the shuffle if you break them up, but I think if you break them up and do the triple threat at WrestleMania, you know, that will take some time for that to play out. And then after WrestleMania, you could potentially give Big E a upper card or even a main event push as a top guy. I could see that happening. I think Xavier will do okay if they make him a heel, and Kofi can go back to doing his own thing. I mean, maybe you could even team up Kofi or keep 2 of the 3 New Day members together. You could do something like that, but my gut feeling is it's getting time to split them up and do something different. Change things up. This one comes from Boogeyman79. Do you think that the Sasha versus Charlotte feud should be done and it's time to give a push to another female wrestler? I definitely feel it's time to wrap things up with this feud. It's been going on now for the better part of a year, and people have mentioned that it is kind of like the female version of Randy Orton versus John Cena. It's this never-ending feud, and they've gone through just about every stipulation match you can think of, and yeah, they've been breaking new ground, doing firsts in the women's division, doing the first Hell in a Cell match for women, and now doing a women's Iron Man match, which has been done before, but not on the main roster. So they are breaking more ground. I just feel like it's time to move on to something else and get Bayley in the mix and get some of the other women in the mix, maybe Emma when she re-debuts, and you know, just focus on other storylines and do something different. Again, change things up. It's really time to end the feud. I mean, it's been going on for a long time now, and really Hell in the Cell should have been the end, but they've kept it going, and now they got the match at the pay-per-view, Roadblock, end of the line, and I think that should be it, definitely. This one comes from Alan. Who do you see being possible returns to the WWE for the Royal Rumble 2017? Who would you like to see return at the Royal Rumble? I'd love to see one of the Hardy Boys or both Hardy Boys show up, but I don't think their TNA run will be over by then. And, you know, Matt Hardy's doing this stuff with the Young Bucks now, so I'm thinking the Hardy Boys are not coming into WWE anytime soon. I'd love to see Kurt Angle in the Royal Rumble. That would be amazing, but I think that that is very much a long shot. I would be so happy to see him, though. I think that that would get one of the biggest pops in Royal Rumble history if Kurt Angle showed up. So, I mean, seeing Kurt Angle or the Hardy Boys would be at the top of my list of people that would return to WWE at the Royal Rumble. And, you know, even a guy like DDP, even though it's been done before, that would be cool. Maybe Jake again. But really, you know, Kurt Angle, I think, would be the top guy. If I was going to have any guy who's a free agent right now show up at the Royal Rumble, it would be Kurt Angle. This one comes from Max B. Is it time to turn AJ Styles face and bring Joe to SmackDown since they missed the main event players? Also, what about Miz versus Benjamin? I definitely feel WWE should turn AJ face. I mean, everyone loves the guy. I mean, they were cheering him over Ambrose at the pay-per-view. It's ridiculous. AJ's just so damn good. And to be fair, I mean, he's good at being cocky as well. So, I mean, he has played the role about as well as you could expect from AJ. And he's definitely stepped it up on the mic. But I still think he's way better as a babyface, especially when he's doing all those flashy moves. I mean, nobody's going to boo that. Nobody's going to boo a guy doing a 450 springboard splash through a table. I mean, that kind of stuff is extremely impressive, and AJ makes it look so easy, and that's why he's one of the best in the business. So yeah, I would like to see AJ turn face. And regarding The Miz and Shelton Benjamin, I think that that would be a good way to utilize Shelton Benjamin. If The Miz is still IC champion when Benjamin does in fact return from his injury, then yeah, I think that that would be a perfect feud for both guys. I think that that would be a good way to get Shelton back into the mix and, you know, let The Miz have some more good quality IC title matches and further The Miz's claim as being one of the greatest IC champions in history. I mean, definitely having some kick-ass matches with Shelton Benjamin would help boost Miz's claims that he's one of the greatest IC champions in history. Got another one here from Alan. Do you want to see Goldberg win one more title before he goes into the Hall of Fame? Not necessarily. I don't think it needs to be done. I mean, yeah, Goldberg winning the world title sounds cool on paper, but I'm still not even sure if the guy can work longer than 5 minutes. I mean, we haven't seen him put to the test, and if he can still perform at that level, and that's not exactly something people want to see either. People want to see Goldberg just come out there and destroy people. So I don't know. I just don't sense that it has to be done. I think it's fine for Goldberg to come back and lose a match and then go into the Hall of Fame. I mean, he had his win over Brock Lesnar, which was huge at Survivor Series. And Goldberg, at least for one night, got to be the old WCW Goldberg again. So, you know, he got his big comeback, and he's going to have his match at the Royal Rumble. And, you know, I'm almost certain he's going into the Hall of Fame this year. So, you know, I think that's enough. I don't think you need to put the world title on him. I mean, not every guy who's retiring or going into the Hall of Fame needs to have one last run. I get this question about every single guy who's a big star who's about to retire. Should he get one last run with the world title? I mean, no, you do not have to put the title on every single guy that's retiring. Not necessary. This one comes from Austin West. Is WWE afraid to turn the big stars from heel to face and vice versa? If they were a profitable company, why not? Or if they are a profitable company, why not experiment? WWE just doesn't like to take unnecessary chances. That's how they've been since they overtook WCW in the ratings war. I mean, when WWE was losing to WCW, their backs were against the wall and they had to take chances. Vince and company had to experiment and think outside the box and try different things. But WWE over the years has historically been known for running things into the ground, you know. Even going back to the 80s with Hulkamania, Hulk Hogan was the top guy for so many years until finally, you know, with the steroid scandal and all these other things going on, WWE had to change. They had to do something different and experiment and go with the smaller guys like Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. But it was only when they were forced to make a change that they actually made a change. And, you know, now it's the same thing. And with John Cena, you know, they could have turned him heel. There were plenty of opportunities, but they've been running it into the ground with John Cena. He's selling merchandise. He's drawing people to house shows. So as far as they're concerned, if it's not broken, don't fix it. And they just go with whatever works for them until it 100% no longer works. And hey, that's how they do business, and they've been in business for all these years, so who are we to judge? This one comes from Carlitos01010, Ravishing Raven. Could you say that the Wyatts are finally becoming a credible and dominant faction in the WWE, and where can you see this going? I think so far it's definitely a positive for Bray Wyatt to be a tag team champion with Randy Orton. It's Bray Wyatt's first championship in WWE, and people seem to like the storyline. I sense it's leading to Randy Orton eventually turning on Bray and revealing that in fact he was going undercover this entire time, and he was playing the mind games on Bray. That's my gut feeling on it, but maybe Randy Orton will just stay as this character who's aligned with Bray Wyatt. I mean, you never know with WWE where this is going to go, but that's my gut feeling. I mean, looking at WrestleMania, I could definitely see Randy turning on Bray and then the two of them having a match at WrestleMania, or maybe even they stay together and they're a tag team going into WrestleMania and they defend the titles at WrestleMania. But regardless, at least Bray Wyatt has an interesting storyline right now, and he's got something going for him. You know, it felt for the longest time like Bray Wyatt was just floundering, and now at least it seems like he's finally picked up some momentum. That'll do it for NoDQ&A video. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already at youtube.com/AaronRiftNoDQ. Please share this video with a friend on Facebook, Twitter, anyone you know who watches wrestling. Have them check out this video. Stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest regarding Roadblock, End of the Line. I hate having to say that every single time. Roadblock, End of the Line, but whatever. NoDQ.com will have you covered with all the latest regarding Roadblock. And with that being said, I will see you guys next time.